Less than P data end equals 467 data start equals 83 greater than alright, Fever fans. Friday night was less than M data end equals 129 data start equals 120 greater than intense at Gainbridge Fieldhouse as the Indiana Fever hosted the Connecticut Sun in what turned out to be a gritty, emotional game that had everything except the star everyone was hoping to see. Caitlin Clark. With Clark sidelined due to a left quad strain, this matchup had a whole different energy. But it didn't lack passion, hustle, or drama. Less than ape data end equals 743 data start equals 469. Greater than Clark's absence was deeply felt. Her ability to lead, create plays, and spark momentum has been central to Indiana's identity this season. She's been averaging nearly 19 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds per game. Huge shoes to fill. But the Fever knew the show had to go on. Less than op data end equals 1227 data start equals 745. Greater than Sydney Colson stepped up as the starting guard, but her night was cut short after suffering a leg injury mid-game. That left even more weight on the shoulders of veterans like Dewana Bonner and Kelsey Mitchell. Bonner, who's already left her mark in the WNBA and just crossed 7,500 career points this week, faced her former team with intensity and experience. You could feel that extra edge in her game. She poured in 21 points in the previous contest and kept that fire going here. Less than OC data end equals 1562 data start equals 1229 greater than Aaliyah Boston was another bright spot, especially early on. She led a strong first quarter charge and looked sharp around the rim, but foul trouble started creeping in as the game progressed. And yes, we saw flashes of excellence from Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull, who both hustled hard to fill the gaps left by missing starters. Less than P data end equals 1944. Data start equals 1,564 greater than. On the other side, Connecticut came in 0-5, desperate for a win and determined to capitalize on Indiana's injury setbacks. Tina Charles, the WNBA legend, was back in Sun colors and looked like her old MVP self. Her matchup with Boston brought a physicality that defined much of the game's tempo. Marina Mabrey added solid offense and intensity, giving the Sun a much-needed boost. Less than P data end equals 2291 data start equals 1946 greater than. But let's not sugarcoat it. This is a rebuilding year for Connecticut. Only 2 players from last season's roster are still around. And yet, they're scrapping hard under pressure. The Sun knew Clark wasn't on the floor, and they weren't going to waste that opening. From long threes to big-time defensive stops, they pushed Indiana to its limits. Less than ape data end equals 2583 data start equals 2293 greater than. There was a moment where the game felt like it could go either way. Indiana's early lead slipped, the Sun capitalized, and by halftime, the Fever were down by 4. Every quarter was a back-and-forth battle, but the lack of floor leadership from Clark, and later Colson, was hard to overcome. Less than P data end equals 2849 data start equals 2585 greater than. Fans were loud, loyal, and hopeful. Gainbridge Fieldhouse was buzzing, even without its brightest star. But this game wasn't just about one player missing. It was a test of depth, grit, and adaptability. And, honestly, it revealed a lot about this team's potential. Less than P data end equals 3256 data is last node equals data is only node equals data start equals 2851 greater than. There's still plenty of season left, and all eyes will be on Clark's recovery. The Fever will have to hold the fort without her for at least a couple more games, and Friday night showed both the challenge and the opportunity in that. Because this team is still growing, still fighting, and when Clark returns, she'll be coming back to a squad that's earned every inch of progress they've made without her. Stay subscribed for more videos.